all the time fun. The problem is it's always fun. And the difference is it makes you look at other communities. They don't respect the MK community for one of those things is those reasons because it doesn't get its just respect because they look at MK and the onus on MK is people don't play MK for the gameplay. They play it for the gore, for the this, for the that. They play it for the troll. Look, they come to the streams not for the gameplay, not to hear high level discussion because we don't think there is any. Your own community comes to the stream to troll because they know there's nothing to talk about gameplay related. It's just really bad. Where you're not going to get the serious community to come in until the community actually can start watching the stream, not just to troll, but also for the gameplay. Getting 30 people for gameplay and 150 for trolling doesn't really help the community because it never increases. It's always the same numbers. It's not like, oh, we have 300 for trolling today or 500 for trolling today and 150 for gameplay today. The trolling numbers stay the same while the gameplay numbers get lower, which is the problem with the community. I think people streams for the gameplay. They can troll in the stream chat. I don't care. But I'm not going to give them an extra incentive to troll to take away from the gameplay. So...
I would just ignore the trollers. I mean, Capcom, like, their community is, if you ask me, it's pretty boring. I like that we have people that are just fucking stupid. And, like, they just fucking go ape shit on streams and... provide some drama. Like
So
Capcom, like they have to make up drama in order for shit. Their community's huge, but they're also goddamn boring. It's just a bunch of boring Asian people. We got some like crazy white people in the stream just going nuts and
now, let me
just trolling.
I had not heard your last podcast. I heard you guys blew up Li Joe. What was that about? What was said about that? I didn't even.
We were making the point that he did a podcast where he was talking about how the scene is dead and he lives in New York and there's no one to play. And I kind of pointed out, you live in New York and there's no one to play? You can't get on a train and go to Valley Stream Monsters? Man, if you live in New York and you're saying that this is dead, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that dude.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, but the thing is, a lot of people have said the community is dead. I mean, we just had 512 people at EVO. I fail to believe that the community is dead. But we pulled 80 people with a hurricane, and it was an MLG tournament, the same day, and they still pulled 80-something people with a hurricane. So it can't be but so bad. But I do think it's not. What I think is. I don't like how the community is shifting, and I did an SRK interview also with PL. I don't know if that's up yet, but I said I don't like how the community is shifting their sights to can't wait for UMK9, can't wait till MK10. I think the bad thing with the fighting, a lot of people look at the term pro fighting game players, and you look at pro gaming, and gaming, I mean, pro gaming is a business in some way, shape, or form, and you look at it and they say, oh, well, I can't wait for the next whatever to come out. The way to really build the scene is you gotta keep a game out for a long. The reason why Capcom games are so big is because they've had games out for ridiculous amounts of time without a new version, without really changing the game. Street Fighter 2 series, how long did they milk the Street Fighter 2 series? Yep. I promise you, if Capcom was on Street Fighter 99 right now, the community would not be as big and as together as it is. MK9 being out, if it is true that MK10 is coming out on next gen, which will be sometime around 2014, that's the best thing for this community because it really gives you a chance to build a foundation for MK10 rather than using MK10 to try to build a foundation. This is really what you want to do.
They have the right game right now. They just need to... They have the right formula. This is a good enough game where they can stick with this formula for a while and build on it. Not just fucking wipe the slate clean and come up with a brand new system, a new engine, and hey, we got MK10.
Yeah,
and it's totally different and it's totally whacked out and shitty.
Yeah, I think the problem with other fighting games is the good thing is they keep a legacy curve. I think one thing that's hurt Mortal Kombat is they don't keep the legacy skill. The good thing about Tekken, Street Fighter, Caliber, those games is they keep a certain legacy skill. The downside to that is they keep the legacy skill, but instead of finding better stuff, the producers or programmers, their new thing is let's take the legacy skill and find out what was very difficult for the average player in this mold and keep the legacy skill but simplify some of the more difficult aspects.
Yep.
That's where they go wrong. I
Yep.
did read. I did read the big thing that you and Unconquerable wrote about Tekken 6 and the Tekken 5 engine, and said, the dumb thing about the crush system is when I have advantage and I poke somebody, and this is a great point. When you poke someone on Tekken and you go to follow up your poke, they're going to throw out game over. They're either going to sidestep and throw out game over, crouch
Uh-huh.
and then throw out game over. They're throwing out game over. If
Yep.
you try to throw out game over to match their game over, you're dead. So you can't because they might block. But you're doing a poke and they can still kill. And it's almost like you're constantly at a situation where you have to guess right with a billion pokes and one wrong guess and the
Yep.
match is over. It's almost like the pressure is on you when you have the advantage.
It
And this,
never occurs to you to actually throw out when you a hop kick when you have advantage because
why would you
that
do that?
doesn't make
They'll just block.
sense.
It doesn't, right? They'll just block. Right? Right?
It's
That's
totally,
right?
totally
But
backwards.
you throw out a poke and then throw out another poke, and how fast does a sidestep hop kick come out? I mean, all right? And then
It's
the,
terrible.
the rage system is the best. A game that teaches you to take lows or you die now
Yep.
says now lows kill you too.
Yeah.
I mean, or the best part is when a poke trades with a launcher, and the poke just happened to put the character in rage, and now you're launched. And now you're like, are you? One time I saw somebody do like a jab, and Paul Phoenix did a down four. The jab traded with the down four. The jab put Paul in rage, and now a move that no longer juggles now juggles because of a trade.
Yep.
There are things like that, which is why MK doesn't have trades in it also right now, because they haven't. I'd much rather there be no trades than that be in the game and go, oops, well we didn't think about it. So I'd much rather have shit like that. But I mean, you look at games like that simplify certain aspects, and MK, I think they should keep the legacy curve, but just take out the part where you try to simplify the aspect. I think the thing that makes good things that MK right now has the best meter game right now, by far the best meter game.
Definitely.
It has no random comeback mechanic. The comeback. This game is built like an old school game in the manner of the old school games protect the high level player from losing to the low level player, be it by
Yep.
knowledge, meter, whatever. Your
Exactly.
meter protects you. The game protects you from the lower level player,
Yep.
and there's no random comeback mechanic. Not X-rays are not like a random ultra or a random super. It's not
X
like
Factor.
X Factor. It's not like any of that shit. I mean, there is no comeback mechanics. So there's a lot of things right. So I think they should keep that foundation and not simplify off it. So I think this community. What's saddening is you see a lot of the high level players look at this game and say, "Yeah, I'm fucking done. I'm gonna quit this game. I
Yep.
hate this game. It sucks."
What was it? Justin Wong said the Shadinky Dink or whatever.
Yeah.
Dinky Dink. Yeah, he told him NRS makes shitty games.
But he
A
won.
Raiden player is criticizing the Rune Trap. I mean, it's just.
And he won the tournament.
And he won. Yeah.
Why is he bitching?
NRS makes shitty games. I don't want to hear anything out of somebody that made a living out of doing dive kick, dive kick, dive kick, dive kick, dive kick. Shut the fuck up. Or like having like
Street Fighter 4 is
Yeah, right?
terrible.
Dude,
I hate Street
I
Fighter.
have never seen Rufus like hit ultra. I'm like, wait a minute. How many hits does he get ultra off of? Oh, 13, 14, And I'm like, let me get this straight.
That dude plays That dude plays MVC3. How can he say that? That game's awful.
It's not about, and I'm not even going to insult Street Fighter 4. To me, it's to each his own. Every game has their whatevers, but don't ever fucking watch me sit there and watch you do 30 dive kicks on somebody and go, yeah, this game over here is bad. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
That
Sometime-
that was really ignorant.
It's an ignorant statement because it's basically saying I love games that when I play where I give you no options. But
Anytime
now,
he struggles to win, he says the game's shitty. Like
what?
Tekken's shitty. I think Guilty Gear he said was shitty. Anytime he can't win, pretty much anytime the game has too much depth that he can't learn it on the side and win, it's a shitty game.
Well, I don't. Well, like I said, I'm not going to go that far and say that because I think what it is just that he just doesn't have things in perspective. I don't think he goes for the easier games, whatever, or the games he can't pick up on the side. Which I think Tekken 5 was definitely that for him. I think Tekken 5 was the quick game to make easy money because Tekken 5 was easy. Bottom line.